But why? Oh my god, there's so many plot holes. What the fuck? Oh my god. What? It's not... What the fuck? Oh my god. Oh my god. What's up, everyone? Hold up. That's not even better. But what's up, everybody? I'm Aaron from the Heroic Reality. You can't see anything because it's blurry. What if I did this real quick? Hold up. That literally made it worse. Well, I'll just keep it how it is. Alright. But what's up, guys? This is Aaron from the Heroic Reality. And, we're going to be reviewing the first season of Wayward Pines. Alright. Now, I think I'm just going to go ahead and give you a normal... I'm like baffled right now. Not really in a good way. I'm just going to go ahead and give you the normal, just a normal quick review of the show. Like a synopsis. So essentially this follows the character Ethan Burke as he wakes up mysteriously in a town called Wayward Pines, which has many really weird and just ultimately crazy as shiz things going on. And he wakes up, no memory of how he got there or anything, and he just has to try to figure it out and save things along the way. And that's a quick synopsis. He's trying to escape essentially and figure out what's going on. There's your synopsis. It's kind of seems like Twin Peaks a little bit. I don't know, not really. But this show, where to begin? I guess, of course, we could begin with positives, alright? Let's go ahead and get into positives. The majority of the acting in this show, first season, of course, I'm not doing the second season yet. I just finished the first season. The majority of the acting in the show is pretty freaking good. The main villains are all acted tremendously well done. Pam and Jenkins, or whatever his name is, those aren't the villains, or are they? Oh no. Shit. That was a spoiler. Not really. I mean, it's pretty obvious from the beginning. Oh, God. Whatever. But everyone is acted phenomenally, for the most part, because there's one person I absolutely despise, and we'll get into it more. It's Ben. I hate Ben. I have a brother named Ben. I don't hate him. I love him. He's pretty awesome. Another brother named Tim. He's pretty cool, too. I got a sister. She's awesome. My family's pretty awesome. But the character Ben in this show... oh my god, he is the worst human being. He's probably the dumbest person ever. And I'll go into the spoiler section of why he's the dumbest person I've ever seen in any TV show ever. But for pros, acting is great. This story has some amazing twists in it that just come out. I didn't expect the majority of the twists that happened. I didn't expect the majority of things that have happened to happen. But there was a problem with the majority of them. They weren't really delivered in the best possible way. They were delivered in tremendous ways and in great sequence, like with one of the main plot points, which I'll get into in the spoiler section. But there are tremendous twists in this movie. There's some parts where it sort of drags on a little bit, but with that twist coming in. But overall, there's just amazing twists. The ending, I don't know if I'd call that a good ending. I mean, it's really good. It's really good, but then, like, there's so many plot holes, guys. Oh my god. So many things do not make sense in this movie. I keep saying movie. Ugh, I'm burping. It's a TV show. I'm not going to stop recording. I'm just going to keep going because I'm in the role right now. Yeah, it's a TV show, not a movie. But there are so many things that just make zero sense. Literally nothing. I watch it, I'm like, how? But how? And it doesn't make any sense. But, like, I'll get into that later. But overall, there's just, like, there's all those. There's just plot holes. There isn't necessarily plot holes. I should correct myself there. I mean, there is, but the majority of what I'm talking about here is just straight up things that happen and do not make any sense at all. Literally none. And you're just sitting there watching it like, the fuck? Huh? And it just doesn't make any sense. But the story is a really good story, and it's really well done. Like, it's written really well, for the most part. there are some things that just, like I said, don't make any sense. And oh my god, I was pretty excited. The first episode kind of dragged on a little bit. Everything after that got amped. But what bothers me the most, which shouldn't really bother me, but it does, is it got the most interesting in episode 9 and 10, specifically episode 9, because episode 9 is when shit just goes crazy. Episode 9 of the first season, which is a 10-episode season, same with season 2, they're both 10 episodes, and I feel like it's kind of going in the way of American Horror Story because I looked at the cast and most of the cast isn't there. Never mind, it doesn't make any sense. It's the same thing. What am I talking about? I don't know. But it takes until episode 9 of the first 10 of those 10 episodes to just really go like just explode and you freak out. You're just like, dude, that was so insane, and it's just killer. That season, episode 9, is the best episode out of the entire first season, and it is insane. It's crazy. It starts off perfectly with like a foreshadowing, and then it goes back into the past, and everything that happens in the episode just bleh. That's a reference, and it just like blows your mind, and it's just pretty great. That's that 9th episode. The first couple episodes are okay, and then it slowly picks up, and then it just explodes with episode 9, and then it tries to deliver off of the insane episode 9. It tries to deliver off of how freaking crazy that episode was episode 10, and it does well, but it doesn't finish as strong as I wanted to because it just slowly goes like, yeah, woo, and then it just like shoots up, but in a really weird and confusing way to where you're sitting there like, what the hell just happened? Oh my god. But overall, because I really want to get into spoilers right now, this is probably like a 7 out of 10 show. I do recommend you watch it. It is pretty great. But there's going to be a lot of things that annoy you. Like, for instance, the fact that no one ever closes a door. No one closes doors in this show. And I mean all doors. They don't close car doors. They don't close fences. They don't close house doors. And they don't close the friggin' fridge. Close the friggin' doors! Like, that is just, like, the most annoying thing ever. I would take a point off if that wasn't just the dumbest thing for me to take a point off for, but overall, it's so annoying. You're sitting there, and he opens the fridge to get milk, sets the milk on the table, leaves the fridge open, grabs cereal, pours cereal into there, puts it over there, puts the milk back, like, pours the milk in, puts the milk back, and then doesn't close it and just sits there eating cereal. It literally takes no extra effort to just go boop, and now the fridge is closed, and you can go and eat your cereal. No time wasted, no extra effort. It's literally just you could just go like, just move your shoulder, and you'll hit the fridge door, and the door will close. Just close your damn doors, people. Like, seriously. And especially when they need to close the doors. I'm ranting now. Like, there's a moment, spoiler here, not really. Well, she goes into an area, one of the characters goes into an area she's not supposed to go into, and instead of closing the gate behind her, she just leaves it open. She just leaves the gate open. Why? Are these... Oh my god, what's going on? It's so stupid, just close the door. Alright, so yeah, it's a 7 out of 10 show. It's definitely worth the watch. I think most people will enjoy watching it. And if you're like me and you are really nitpicky about things, you'll get really annoyed whenever you see certain things, like no one closing a door. But overall, Wayward Pines, season 1 at least. I'll do season 2 next week probably if I finish it. I don't know, I might get too angry at the fact that no one's closing doors, or the fact that they don't set their alarm or whatever, I don't know. I mean, but overall, yeah, it's a 7 out of 10 show, you should watch it. It's definitely not at the quality of Stranger Things. It is a good show though, and I am kind of excited to see season 2. I'm a little pumped for it. Not really that pumped, I'm just like, I want to know what's going to happen now, because that finale is just like, why? But yeah, so there's that. And now, let's get into spoilers, guys, where I get to yell at you for about, I don't know how long, but it's going to be long. There's so much wrong with so many things. Alright guys, spoilers. Yeah, we get to talk about the things that don't make sense, alright? So, if you're watching, and you've watched the show, you know about the truck exploding, and how, ooh, that turned off. That scared me for a second. And you know how, Stranger Things, you know how that when the truck exploded, so here's like a diagram, there's no cars in here. I have a sister, I thought there'd be a car. But like, let's go ahead and say this controller is a car, alright? This is the front of the car where the driver is. This is the back, okay? So the bomb was back here, and it's like a delivery truck. So there's this component, and this is all by itself, and it like sort of breaks apart a little bit, and then the driver's part comes in, alright? So the bomb is literally in this back corner, like 2 feet away from that is Ben and Amy making out, smacking tongues, all right? And the driver's up here, okay? The bomb goes off right here, okay? Okay, 2 feet away from Ben and Amy. And all that happens is Ben and Amy are just bruised. They got a little blood in their brain. They're not burned or anything. I mean, it's not like a bomb just went off 2 feet away from them. But they're just bruised and magically end up outside of the car, all right? Outside of the truck. But the driver, who's a good 20 feet away from the bomb with a bunch of boxes and 2 steel thingies protecting him, burns 90% of his body and dies. Does that make any sense? No. You know who should have died? Ben and Amy. And you know why? For starters, they're right next to the bomb, and for secondly, Ben's fucking stupid, and he's an idiot. And here's why Ben's an idiot, alright? We're gonna transition into why Ben's an idiot, okay? Alright, so Ben, his parents tell him to act normal, and not ask questions, and just participate in society. What does Ben do? Well, he's in an interview with his teacher, doesn't act normal. He's like, oh, I miss Seattle, oh no. And they told him to be normal, be part of society, and he's just in there complaining that he's not in Seattle. Like, dude, you're fucking stupid. And then secondly, this is gonna be a lot of lists. I'm not even gonna do the list. I'm not even gonna number it. But he starts walking with Amy and just starts asking her questions like, what are those things outside the wall? What's going on here? Blah, 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 blah. His parents told him not to ask questions. What is he doing? He's asking questions. He's revealing all this information of things he saw. He's literally not following those rules that have been listed in this house somewhere. I guarantee you they're in our house because they're everywhere. He's just blabbering all over the place. He's freaking stupid. He's just saying stuff to random people. Granted, him and Amy are in love, so nothing really happened there. Whatever. But he's an idiot, and he just goes to random people and just starts talking. Just starts asking them things. And doesn't really listen to what his parents said, and he's just an idiot. He's an idiot, okay? Okay, he's an idiot. And then he starts to believe that maybe his dad wasn't in the CIA. Maybe the reason I was in an explosion that just bruised my body instead of burning me all over my body because I was 2 feet away from it, maybe that's my dad's fault. Maybe because I know literally nothing about police procedures or ways to find giant groups of terrorists, it's my dad's fault for letting one dude go disappear. And I get it, you can say, oh, it's the teacher's fault, she hypnotized him, blah, 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 blah. But if he's even remotely smart, or like most people in the town, excluding the kids, well, some of the kids, he would have realized, like, you're an idiot. Obviously, letting that one dude go to find an entire group of people, but then again, he doesn't know anything about police procedure because he's fucking stupid, and he doesn't trust his dad because he's fucking stupid, because it's not like his dad's protected him this entire season. And what the fuck's going on with that is just, god damn it. Alright, and secondly, let's just skip over how stupid Ben is, because I could just rant for a long time, alright? Here's another thing that makes no sense. So in the big finale, alright, when the dad kills himself to save everybody, and Ben decides to go look over him like, Dad, no, no, over the edge of the elevator. The thing comes from the very fucking top, going God knows how fast, and boop. And he's just out, and he's in a coma for 3 years. No. What would happen is, it'd come barreling down, this metal thing, heavy thing, barreling down, God knows how fast, straight down, onto his friggin' head, and his head would either A, explode on the impact because that thing is just goes straight through his skull, or B, it would hit him and he wouldn't just go if his head didn't explode, he would just go and just sit there. He would go and just freaking flip with the momentum because like 3/4 of his body is hanging over the elevator shaft, so you would think that would hit his head and it would just push his body so far down, if it's not exploding his skull, which, let's be honest, it would just push his head down, it would push his entire body down, and he would flip and fall down the elevator shaft. It doesn't make any sense, and the fact that he survives that, even if his head doesn't explode, let's just magically say his head doesn't explode, and he doesn't flip, okay? Let's go ahead and say he doesn't fall down the shaft, his head doesn't explode, alright? But think about this, he just had a giant, it wasn't really giant, it was probably like this big, it's bigger than his head, it's heavy, it's metal, and it's falling down an elevator shaft super fast, and it just goes, boop, you're dead. Think of the head trauma. People die from falling off their bikes and just hitting their head on the concrete, and they're going probably like 15, but not even 15, probably like 12 miles an hour, up, and they're dead because their head hit the concrete and they weren't wearing a helmet. Think about this, that thing's going way faster than 12 miles an hour, and it's hitting them directly in the back of the head. The back of the head. Have you ever been hit in the back of the head? I've been hit in the back of the head. That hurts a lot more than being hit right here, okay? Let me tell you that. Hits him right in the back of the head. If it doesn't cave in the skull, which it would. He's dead because of brain trauma and the fact that it probably would have snapped his neck too. Let's be honest, he should not be alive. It doesn't make any sense. And now, we're going to get into the other fact let's go ahead and talk about the freaking Abbeys, because, so, we find out in the beginning of the season, like early on, that the Abbeys can take down a single Abbey, actually, can take down a trained soldier in less than a minute, alright? Okay, makes sense, but how come a pack of Abbeys can't take down Ethan Burke when he's in the forest with just a shotgun? He's a trained soldier, essentially, and if a single one can take them down, why can't a pack of them kill him right there? Sure, he grabs the deer, but weren't they all surrounding him at one point, and then he shoots one of them? Why would they all run away at that point? It's like, oh no, you hurt one of us, we better all run away. That doesn't make any sense. And let's go on to the fact that I'm about to burp. Nothing came out. The entire group of Abbeys, so we have about 5 people with guns in the giant finale, and they're all just going at probably 50 Abbeys, probably hundreds to be. It's not coming out. Hundreds of Abbeys, and you have 5 people. Only 2 of them are, only one of them, because Ethan Burke ran to the hospital, only one of them is a trained soldier, and she was trained in the Secret Service. And how come all of like 5 or 6 of those people are able to just take on hundreds of them and just mow them down? There it is. And just mow down tons and tons of Abbeys without getting killed. And secondly, if they're evolved from humans, okay? They're evolved from humans and they're at the top of the food chain, how come they're so predictable? If they're so predictable like all the other animals, why aren't we above them in the food chain? Remember when the Jenkins dude, the main doctor guy that gets shot in the chest, said, oh, they're higher than us in the food chain. And then 2 episodes later, he's like, but unlike humans, they're predictable. They're dangerous but predictable, unlike humans, which are not dangerous but predictable, or not predictable, or whatever. I don't know. If they're so predictable, then how has it been so hard to just not die? Because deer are predictable. Bears, they're predictable. We don't die from bears. Wolves, packs of wolves. Look at that, they're predictable. But then again, he also says they're amazing. They can take down an armed soldier in under a minute. A single one can. But then again, that doesn't make any sense because they're predictable. So if we can just use our intuition to realize, okay, so I see him running that way, he's going to be coming at me, so I should wait. Blah, 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 whatever. I don't know how to fight people. I'm skinny and frailly. I don't know how to fight people. This is going on for a long time. I'm sorry, guys. I'll try to wrap this up. But it doesn't make any sense. If they're so predictable, then why is this so hard to just, kill them? We seem to do well with killing every other animal on this earth. Why can't we kill these Abbeys? I mean, if they're evolved from humans, they shouldn't be utterly stupid then. I mean, they have heightened senses. But I feel like with heightened senses, your brains wouldn't just stop working. Like their ears, they can hear better. They can blah, blah, blah. They can smell 100 times better than humans or whatever he said. But then with all of that, their intelligence is now just dropped. That doesn't make any sense. How you can go from humans, the most intelligent creatures on the planet, to just all of us, these intelligent creatures, dying, and these Abbeys that aren't intelligent, but they're really good hunters. They're not intelligent though. They're just good hunters who can smell and hear better than us. To being that. Someone's gonna prove me wrong in the comments. But I feel like this is going on for a really long time, and if you want, I can rant so much more about this show. I really could. Oh, the finale. How the fuck do the kids rise up and capture every single adult, and put them back in the suspension? That doesn't make any sense. Literally, that does not make sense. How the fuck does that even happen? It's probably so they have guns, okay? They have guns, sure. But first off, how do they even know how to get into the mountain and get the adults? Secondly, if they had all these guns, how the fuck did they, get... Because, let's be honest, there was no evidence that there was an elevator lift up to the mountain in the room that the kids were at. All we know is that the only way up to the mountain is through either the fence area or whatever, however Ethan Burke was getting up there, or through the thingy. And tunnel thing that the adults went through. And no one else knows about the way Ethan Burke was getting up there. None of those kids know about how he got there. Literally none of them. But they do know about the tunnel. But guess what? The tunnel is destroyed because that thing fell down there. So you're telling me that these kids were able to essentially, because this, unless there's some magical elevator inside the room that the kids were at that'll let them go up to the mountaintop, which, you know, is just way too fucking convenient and makes no sense. But let's just rule that out because they didn't tell us that, so we don't have any proof of that. So you're telling us that they were able to, with probably 12 guns, okay? These kids who are not trained soldiers, remember, because these Abbeys can take down a trained soldier. A single Abbey can take down a trained soldier in under a minute. These aren't trained. They're not trained kids. They're just kids with guns. They manage to go out, kill every single Abbey in Wayward Pines, every one of them, find a way to get up to the mountaintop, go up to the, and they still have ammo. Let's be honest here, how the fuck do they still have ammo? And they go up, and then they take everyone up there, and keep in mind, the adults have guns. They take everyone up there hostage, and they're like, alright, now get back inside your thingies. Get back in the suspension. We don't need adults. We're kids. We can survive on our own. Get back up there. Does that make any sense? Nope. Unless the only logical way would be that they just sat there and waited through winter because they know that these Abbeys migrate. Because they were told that in orientation. No, they weren't. We saw orientation. They were never told that. But let's just say they just think, well, maybe if we wait until after winter, they might be gone because, you know, animals migrate. Blah, 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 blah. That wouldn't be the first thing on my mind. And then they just wait. They sit there, they eat, whatever, and then they come out, and by the time they come out, the adults have come down, and they're like, hey, you adults, you're the reasons he's dead. But the adults also still have guns, and they have a trained Secret Service member, and they have trained soldiers. That doesn't make any sense. It doesn't make any sense. Where the fuck do the kids take control? It doesn't make any sense. What the fuck? It's just too convenient. What is going on with the show? Alright guys, well I guess that's it. This is going on way too long, and I apologize for the length of this video. That's it. Thank you for watching. If you watched all the way through, thank you so much. You got to see me rant for a good 10 minutes. It's probably more than that. I don't know. I apologize. I really do. That was long. I'm sorry. But I can, if you guys want it, I can make another video about me just freaking the hell out at what the fuck's going on in this show. I like the show. I do. And I want to keep watching it. But I'm also just sitting here like, the fuck is going on, you know what I mean? You know what I mean, Doc? But I'm definitely going to do a review of Season 2. Hopefully Season 2 has more things that make sense. I'm praying for it. But thank you everybody so much for watching. If you go ahead and like, and if you like this video, go ahead and give it a thumbs up. Share it with family and friends. Share it with a random homeless dude on the street who doesn't have a computer or a phone. I said that a couple videos ago. It's not funny. It wasn't funny the first time. It's probably not funny now. Well, thank you so much. Go ahead and share it with anybody you can. Tweet it out, whatever. Follow us on Twitter at The Heroic Reality. Follow me on Twitter at Aaronera. It's in the thingy. And go ahead and follow me on Twitch at twitch.tv/aheron, A-H-E-R-O-N. It would be pretty great. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you would like more, please go ahead and subscribe. Leave some comments down below if you want to review anything I just said. And thank you so much. I love you.